Huesmann et al. 2003, the particular role of media socially learned aggression has been investigated in a wide body of research. The results are more than a little conclusive. In fact, Anderson et al. 2003 went so far to say that research on media violence, whether from games, television, movies, music, whatever, demonstrates an indisputable link between media violence and aggression, both immediately and in the long term. Now, however, television is still a relatively new influence in the long history of humanity, and research on its effect has only been studied since the 1960s. Although the connection between TV violence and aggression is well established in research on children, relatively very few studies have examined the long-term effects into adulthood. Now let's start with the study, that is Huesmann et al. 2003. He conducted a longitudinal case study with the long-lasting effects of TV violence. They found a positive correlation between children's exposure to TV violence and later aggressive and violent behavior in young adulthood. Now, Huesmann et al. In 2003, their aim was to investigate the relationship between children's exposure to TV violence and later aggressive and violent behavior in young adulthood. The method used in the study was a longitudinal correlational study, including a meta-analysis of the data. The original study was conducted upon 557 children growing up in the Chicago area, and follow-up study was conducted on the same individuals now as young adults in 1992. 4 questions were asked by the researchers when examining the data. To what extent does early childhood exposure to media violence predict young adult aggression and violence? Number 2, are there gender differences in the predictability? Number 3, does the extent to which the child viewer identifies with the aggressive character or believes the plot is realistic affect the strength of the prediction? 4th, to what extent does any long-term relation seems to be due to more aggressive children simply liking to watch violence, or due to some environmental, family or personal third variable that stimulates both childhood violence viewing and childhood and adult aggression? Now let's do the results. The results indicated that for both male and female participants, childhood TV violence viewing correlated significantly with young adult aggression 15 years later. Furthermore, children perceptions that TV violence reflects real life and childhood identification with same-sex aggressive TV character significantly correlated with adult aggression 15 years later. Parent factors play a role in influencing both aggression and TV habits. However, the results suggest that the parent factors probably do not account by themselves for the longitudinal correlations between TV violence viewing and later aggression. Now, in, let's say, other words, social learning appeared to account for aggressive behaviors in young adulthood as a result of TV violence viewing. And there were no gender differences in the findings. Now, it's not actually a male thing as some previous research has suggested. Additionally, identification was a significant factor, especially in participants who thought that TV was an accurate reflection of real life. Essentially, the more aggressive participants appeared to identify with aggressive TV characters and what they perceived as realistic violence, both of which predict later aggression. This effect appeared even when socioeconomic status and intellectual ability were controlled. Finally, while parents' factors were noticeable, they weren't explanatory. TV violence alone was enough for the social learning of aggression. And if you liked it, please like, share and subscribe. And if you have any questions, you have not understood anything, please write in the comments section below. And if you want me to discuss with you any specific questions, SAQs or ERQs, you want me to put up the notes for something, please do let me know. I will definitely upload another video for the same.